So one of the biggest things I learned was start focusing on my metrics. Was able to come with losses more. Once you commit yourself, everything just starts to happen. The right teachers appear, the right things appear. The biggest problem that I have was my psychology and getting over fear and fear of loss, friends trading. What I've always found, the market's a direct reflection of what's going on inside your own head. It's telling you everything, what's right with you and everything that's wrong with you. If you start to listen, then your life will change, your results will change. And for me, it's been not only a journey, but a personal development journey, a growth.
Welcome to another interview on The Trading Battle. I am your host, Jason Sen. Today we've got a real FX heavyweight in the hot seat. It's Will Simpson. With over 14 years in the markets, he's traded for himself, he's managed funds for others, and built a global community of traders through his Pips and Gains platform. Will's not just about chasing profits, he's about disciplined risk management, capital preservation, and strategies that stand the test of time. We're diving into his journey, his playbook, and how you can tap into the mindset that's kept him in the game for more than a decade. Let's get into it. Will, how you doing?
All right, Jason, pretty good yourself?
I'm good, thank you. I'm talking
Yeah.
to, well, you're in Phuket, which is where I live. So I know Thailand's a lovely place to sit and trade. Trading gives you the freedom to live where you like, I guess.
Yeah, that's what kind of got me into it in the first place.
And how long have you lived in Thailand?
So 14 years,
Sorry.
2012.
Oh, wow. Okay. And so when did you start trading? Was it trading that allowed you this lifestyle?
So 2008, I emigrated to Australia from Ireland and spent 2 years there. Well, spent 4 years in Australia, but during that time I was working out bush. I was a carpenter by trade, so it was like fly in, fly out. And that's how I got into trading. Just learning at nights how to make an income while I didn't have to do carpentry the rest of my life, to be honest.
Nice. Okay. So forex is where you specialize. That's where you focus.
Yeah, and the past year I've started again day trading again in small caps, kind of pre-market US.
Oh, really? Okay. So you do that and forex.
Yeah, swing trade FX, like weekly swing trade, and then day trade small caps.
Okay, so you're pretty busy. So how many hours a day are you focusing on trading?
So the pre-open, so I trade like 5 p.m. Thailand, about 7 p.m. just the pre-open 2 hours.
Oh, okay, nice. And then how many hours a day do you spend doing your analysis for your forex swing trading?
I do that on a Sunday when the markets are closed. So I'll do my analysis on a Sunday, come up with 15 to 20 trade ideas, and then I'll enter them into the platform. And I've got like a trade manager EA that manages the kind of moves and stop loss to break even after a certain amount of pips are hit. And then at the end of the week, it just closes all positions and then start fresh every week.
So when you say you'll come up with an average of 15 trade ideas on a Sunday, will they all be executed on a Monday, or are they sort of set and forget and see which ones get hit?
Set and forget, so I trade in a basket. So I come up with 15, 20 ideas, spread the risk across them all. The EA actually has only allowed 11 trades at once open on the platform. So only 11 will ever be executed. On average, it's three to four are executed, but the maximum risk that I can get hit is 11 trades that going against me in 1 week, which is very, very rare. It's happened once or twice. It actually happened at the start of COVID and then the year before also, but it's very rare that happens.
Okay, so you'll do an average of 3 to 4 trades a week.
Yeah. This week.
So, okay, 3 to 4 trades a week. And what would be the duration of the trade? Are you running these trades through till Friday, or just
whenever they execute throughout the week? So they could open on I've got two open this week that opened yesterday on the Aussie New Zealand dollar and the New Zealand dollar Swiss franc. Whatever happens, they'll run the Friday. Whatever happens.
You'll always run them to Friday, will you?
Yeah, they'll close them. Sometimes I'll look on a Thursday evening or a Friday morning, and if they're well ahead or there's a good amount of profit, I'll close it out. But Friday afternoon, I tend to do it before the US market on a Friday, because you kind of get moves going into the evening US Friday that don't make sense.
Sure. Yeah, I totally understand that. Wow. So you really have mastered the art of maximizing your time, your free time.
Yeah, when I first started, I was scalping. When I would intraday scalping. That's how for the first 44 when I first became profitable. because I kind of messed about for the first 3 years, working out bush at nights. I was just learning. I'm kind of losing money, wasn't getting anywhere. And then in 2012, I said, so one of my breaks in Thailand, and I said, well, I'm not going back to work. I'm going to stick in Thailand here and work this out. So I spent 4 months in Phuket, and then I moved up to Koh Samui and spent 8 months up in Koh Samui, just on the beach, just by myself, learning how to do it. And yeah, I was getting somewhere back then, but I could always understand the technical part. It was always good. Then it's kind of the mindset and the stuff behind the scenes that were kind of holding me back. And that's when I started. 2013 when I started started listening to a lot of Tony Robbins. And he actually got one of his mindset coaches, and then that kind of put it all together, if you know what I mean.
Sounds like a typical trader journey, really. You spent a few years breaking even, maybe small losses, decided I want to get serious and I really need to do some extra work on this. You said that you were fine with the technicals, but it was more the trade psychology that was holding you back, which is perfectly normal. And once you got hold of that, that transitions you from maybe small losses breaking even to making consistent profits.
Yeah, I always was always able to make money and then give it back. So I'd make $2,000 or $3,000, $4,000. I'd always withdraw some, but then you'd give whatever was made and you'd give it back. Kept on in that like roller coaster, that cycle, that loop. That was kind of 2013. Then kind of breakthrough year was 2014. Started got consistent, and then the biggest years to date were 2015, 2016. That's when I was actually ended up in Mallorca, managing money for like a small investment bank over there for a year and a half in Mallorca. So
In
that was
Mallorca,
probably
Spain.
yeah, Mallorca, Spain, yeah.
I know that area very well as well. I think we've trodden the same paths.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what would you say? Could you give me like two or three key points that helped you transition from that stage where you just were struggling, still struggling, to actually things start to fall into place? Because I think your story will resonate with most people that are on this trading journey trying to get profitable.
Yeah. So one of the biggest things that I learned was to start focusing on my metrics, my stats, and once I had I used to just track them on a Excel. Once I had my stats, was able to cope with losses more. And yeah, just one of the biggest things was focusing on my stats and my metrics.
Okay, so not quite journaling, but just looking at each trade
Yeah,
and figuring
yeah,
some sort of
I'm
pattern.
more prone to numbers. I've always been prone to numbers, so always focused on stats and statistics. That's what kind of when I was struggling, I could always look at the stats on paper and go, it should be working. And why is it not working? And you always come back to it's the reason it's not working is because it's my own psychology, it's not working. So I know on paper the system, the strategy works. It's me that's not working.
Sure. And do you mind me asking what kind of things did you uncover by breaking down these stats?
Uh so I would get into a cycle of 6 or 7 losses in a row. Where if I didn't know my stats, I'd start revenge. If that was happening, have a loss, I'd start revenge before I knew my stats. I'd start revenge trading, adding up, just spiraling out of control. But when I looked at when I knew my stats, 6 or 7, then started to go okay. Maximum I've had here is eight losses in a row. A winner's just around the corner, so just kind of kept me on the track with my system and my strategy.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, just breaking down a simple breakdown of the data was giving you some decent enough insights that you could change things.
Yeah, change. Yeah, yeah. The biggest problem that I have was my psychology and getting over fear and fear of loss, revenge trading. Yeah, that's kind of the biggest things that were troubling me at the start.
Yeah, well, everyone can associate with that. We will go through a typical journey. You know, even the scalping people that come to me for help, they've done the same thing. Oh yeah, I did scalping. It was too intense. I couldn't keep it up. I moved on to more longer term trading, but I wasn't profitable. And then of course, well,
Yeah, I enjoyed the scalping. Yeah, I was good at the scalping. Was good. It was making a lot of money. 2015, 2016 was crazy money. It was.
really, and you were probably really enjoying it, were you? I mean, you have to enjoy scalping, otherwise you can't do it.
Yeah, it's Monday to Friday because I had an office out in Palma, and then the weekends we were out. The people that the bosses would take you out. They'd come in on Friday with champagne and stuff. Yeah, it was good fun, but it was, yeah, making lots of money, good fun. Mallorca, yeah,
Oh, I see. So while you were trading fund money, you were actually scalping away for the fund.
yeah, yeah,
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So it was. It must be exhausting, surely.
yeah, yeah. It was, yeah. That's why it's only lasted a year and a half, and said I need to get. I didn't really get into trading to sit in an office all day. That's how I ended up back. From there, I went to Bali. Ended up spending nearly 8 months in Bali before coming back to Thailand. Then I got it 2000. Then I got back. Was always into the Muay Thai, so I spent a lot of time in Thailand fighting and competing in Muay Thai here. So it kind of got me want to focus on the Muay Thai, so it kind of got me going. Okay, I don't want to swing, don't want to be stuck in the markets all day. So started looking for ways to longer term swing trade.
Okay. So it was probably quite a positive spiral there as you got into the Muay Thai. You're getting really fit. You're
Yeah,
focused on something else.
yeah,
Um, yeah.
yeah,
And it kept you out of the markets when you didn't need to be sitting in front of a screen wasting your time and trade watching.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I know what you mean. Okay, so
Yeah.
can you talk to me about a typical setup that you would use for your forex trading when you're doing your analysis on a Sunday? What are you looking for?
So I'm just looking for support resistance. So I'm looking at the monthly, weekly charts. I'm putting them up and just looking really where's the near support resistance on the weekly and monthly charts, and that's where I'll be looking to enter the markets. Like I said, you're coming up with 15, 20 ideas across all the pairs. Yeah.
What are you
And
looking at? Trend lines, moving averages. What other kind of technical analysis tools are you using?
that's all I use, support resistance. So I'll look at my MACD. So if I look at look for MACD crossovers and see if the MACD's crossed over in the weekly and monthly. But I keep it really, really simple. And then I have a
Okay,
standard stop across all the trades have a standard stop of 130 pips, and then whatever they end up towards the end of the week.
okay. It's just simple, very simple indeed. It's just price action.
Yeah, I've learned over the years that simple. The more simple it is, the more easier it is to make money. The more you complicate it, like I've got friends that trade too, and they always send me pictures and stuff. And you look at their charts; they're just covered in lines. You can't even see what you can't even see the candle. It's just
That's so
yeah,
typical, isn't it? And I mean, I think that's everyone watching this who has learned technical analysis will totally resonate with that too. I mean, you just
yeah.
think more is best. You cover your chart with absolutely everything, and then you realize you can't see the wood for the trees. Is that something that you did do, or did you just get simple real fast?
I just got sent, just going over the years, just even used to listen to the Market Wizards books and things like that. There, and a lot of those guys' strategies were really, really simple. A lot of them say that keep it the KISS method, keep it simple, stupid. So
Yeah.
always kind of stuck with that. Kind of, yeah, just work simple rules, simple targets. That's it.
Yeah, you followed the typical path of a successful trader, and you got there in the end.
Yeah,
So, can I ask you, because I'm a forex trader and I do
yeah.
similar things to you. Do you provide trade ideas for your clients? I know you've got a service that you do provide to help people.
I have a small group. I don't. It's not really open at the minute. I've got a small group of people that have been with me for what 6, 7 years. I kind of open it now and then I manage money for myself and my family, my mum, my dad, my brothers, some private friends in Bali and Thailand, just people I've known over the years. So kind of,
Sure.
to be honest, I used to always want to try and I was always making videos, and then as I get older, just want to kind of focus on trading. And past 2 years, I've him in hand, don't know what to do. If I should do it, keep it doing it or
Yeah.
not.
No, it sounds like you've got life pretty sorted out.
Yeah. So yeah, as you get older, you probably know yourself. You just want to keep yourself to yourself and get on with life.
Yeah, you really do. Well, you're in a great location. You've got a great trading strategy that's not too taxing. Um, It sounds like you are pretty much living the ideal trader dream. So,
Yeah,
can I ask you? I'm also a forex trader, and I am
yeah,
getting really frustrated with how dollar pairs, yen pairs, most of the major pairs are just stuck in these really longer term sideways channels, trends. Not ideal for me. I'm a trend follower, so I'm looking for a bull trend or a bear trend. I find it much easier. I'm sure everyone watching who is a forex trader is struggling with that as well. How do you manage to find your 3 or 4 trade ideas each week in these conditions?
Well, the way I think when you see markets, when price pulls into those like weekly and monthly zones, you're always going to get some sort of bounce. Like last week, what was my trades last week was like I stopped out in the British pound Kiwi. That was after the like a New Zealand, yeah, they were dovish on the interest rates. Yeah, so I got stopped out in it, but my trade idea on the Euro Kiwi got hit. My British pound Aussie trade idea got hit, got me 170 pips, and my Euro
Nice.
Aussie trade got hit at the levels, which was another 110 pips. So I lost 130 on British pound Kiwi, and the other 3 trades all made money. So nearly always when you what I experience anyway, when you go into those higher time frame levels, you're always going to get some sort of bounce, even if it is like I set my break even between 80, well EA's at 80 pips, so it'll move the stop loss to break even, and once it goes to 80 pips my way, it's like it's a free trade. Whatever happens on Friday happens.
Sure.
So
Again, nice and
I can
simple.
show you some examples. I can show you some examples if you want.
Yeah,
I can
let's have
show
a
you.
look. That would be great.
Yeah,
And while
quite
you're getting
easy.
them on the screen, is that a typical win rate for you? I mean, to lose on 1 and make on 3 is a pretty good win rate.
Yeah, I can give you all my stats here anyway. I've got them all. So this is this week's ideas. So as you can, only 2 trades have come up so far: the Aussie Kiwi, and this was last week's trades. So it got stopped out on the British pound Kiwi, British pound Aussie, got 170 pips. That was an entry at 210, and New Zealand Swiss franc, lost 20 pips on it. Yeah, so that was. This month has been pretty slow. First week was 100 pips, and the week before 0. If you can see.
Yeah, I can. So this is for the month of August, is it? Oh no, this is for 2025, is it?
Yeah, so this is 2025. So I always have a percentage. This is the kind of outcome percentage chance of where things are going to happen. So stop loss happens 5% of the time. Like 20% of the time, it's small loss below 60 pips, and 1% of the time it's 0. Just a scratch trade. And profit when it's below 100 pips is 25% of the time, and then 37% of the time is
Above
past 100 pips. Yeah. So this is kind of what just the metrics I have, and this is my worst case scenario so far this year. It hasn't happened, but it's just based on historic stats. 2% chance of all 11 trades going against me. That would be the kind of loss I'd get on the account.
Okay.
Yeah, and the average largest gains 5,000, largest loss is 1,600 so far this year.
That's pretty good.
Go through all the. So yeah. So this was January. So in January we had one for all the trades in January. Kind of what I find out, a lot of my losses, they all come stacked together. I think it was February. Yeah, so this is February. Like all the losses came stacked together there at the bottom.
And did you understand why you had that string of losses? I mean, all traders have strings of losses, but did you understand what happened there?
It's just part of the system. That's kind of what happens to us. And it was actually, I think, it was one of those weeks where Trump was coming out with tariffs.
Sure.
And normally when something like
either going
this
to make
does
a fortune
happen,
or lose a fortune on a week like that.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened in April. So
Wow,
April,
nice run.
Yeah. So one week could be like that there, and then 1 week it could be like that. So
yeah. And so
yeah.
how do you handle that string of losing trades? Do you have such faith in your system that you know that it will turn around and you just have to keep going?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Hold on. How do I
Okay.
get this back up?
You're
Yeah,
quite
so
good at just being unemotional and
one
robotic
sec.
about it.
Yeah, but if I was looking at it, I won't see the losses until a Friday. So by the time it's already happened. So I'm entering my trades on a Monday. I don't even really, I'll look, well, today I've only looked at the things was doing this here podcast, but I won't normally look till a Thursday evening or Friday morning.
Wow, that's an incredible discipline, actually, to be able to stop yourself from looking at the trades at all. So the EA, as you told me, is doing a trailing stop, and you won't even look at it until Thursday night, Friday morning,
Thursday night, no.
and then decide whether it's time to take the profit.
Yeah, because sometimes before, a lot of time, what I would do if I was looking at it, I would intervene in the market and close trades if they were in profit, close trades too early. If they're going against me, maybe add the position. Oh, that looks like it's going to go the other way. Add to the position, and yes, so I just cut it out. I'm in Thailand anyway, so I'm usually busy during the day. So
no, that is remarkable discipline. I don't think I could not look at the trades at all right up until the end of the week. I think that's remarkable. You've managed to control yourself like that.
Yeah.
Because it's not small sums of money either. You know, if you're talking about making $17,500 in a month, that's a nice chunk of money. So for you to be so in control and taking it in your stride that you can just say, nope, I'm leaving it. But obviously that's the skill that you've learned that allows you to make that kind of money because you're letting the trades breathe.
that all comes down to trade psychology and trusting yourself, trusting your system, trusting your numbers. And I think that's what, a lot of the time, that's what traders actually, they don't trust their systems, don't trust their numbers. They're maybe not trading a system that matches their own beliefs, their own behavior. And that's why they can't really control themselves in the market, I think, maybe.
Yeah. And the start of you being able to get to this stage was breaking down the metrics, as you say, just really understanding how your system works.
Yeah.
Building the trust in what you're doing.
And it just takes years, and it's not the way I always learned was to start small. So if you can do it on a small scale, like trading small trade size, and you can slowly build it up, build your mindset, build your psychology up to the big size. It's just a process, it's just time. And like I said, it's took me 16 years to get to this stage where I am now.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, all of these messages are really important for people watching. So many people who don't make it as far as who don't become successful like yourself. They have this short-term view. They think that they can be successful in 6 months, 9 months, whatever. They don't understand the journey. They don't understand that just learning technicals and developing an entry strategy alone is quite a lengthy process. And then developing a trade management strategy is a lengthy process. And then when you've done that, you think you've got it all, but you haven't, because then you have to master trade psychology because your brain will screw it all up no matter how good you are. Yeah. That's probably 2 years. And like you say, you've got to collect the data to figure out if your system actually works. You're not going to do that in 6, 9 months, 9 months.
And then when you do get a system that works, you have to get your psychology right and get the system work on a small scale, and you even have to keep on improving your psychology to get it work to the bigger size, the bigger size, the bigger size. And that's how you make the money. You just honestly, it's just constantly working on yourself. That's what I spend most of my time on. It's just just most of the time I'm spending reading psychology books. I'm actually going back through Van Tharp's Peak Performance for Traders. Yeah, I'm going through that again just for the day trading in stocks, because it's a completely different ball game than the FX.
Is it really? I'd like to get onto that, but it's also interesting that you brought up Van Tharp, because the podcasts I do, the books that people have read and the books that people recommend, they're still the same books that I read 20, 25 years ago when I was trying to learn how to trade FX. It's amazing. You know, these books have stood the test of time. I thought by now that other authors would have come through and everyone would be reading something else. But it's really interesting that it's the same people that wrote these books decades ago.
The old books are the best books. All the books I read are the old books. Like the books behind me, like Think and Grow Rich, Neville Goddard, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I read all of them. That's really interesting. Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone, that one always comes up. I'm sure you've read that one.
Yeah, I've read Mark Douglas, Reminiscence of a Stock Operator, Jesse Livermore. So all the classics. Yeah.
Fascinating. That really is interesting. And the Market Wizards. I think you said the Market Wizard books. Everybody
Yeah, got all
recommends
them in
those as well.
audios. Now and then I'll listen to them. Still today, like listen to them.
Okay, yeah, no, well, I mean, I really hope that reinforces the message for people that are starting out, because I think the reason 90% of traders fail is because they don't go through this process, they don't stick with it,
Yeah,
they think there's this holy grail or
yeah,
trading strategy, and if they just find that holy grail trading strategy, all their prayers will be answered, and they don't realize that it doesn't exist. Everyone's trading strategy is different.
they already have the Holy Grail. It's inside them.
Right, brilliant. That's the absolute
The
truth.
market is what I've always found. The market's a direct reflection of what's going on inside your own head. It's telling you everything, what's right with you and everything that's wrong with you. And if you start to listen, then your life will change, your results will change. And yeah, for me, it's been not only a journey, but a personal development journey, a growth. Like
Really,
every
yeah,
year,
personal
everything's
growth,
just growing.
not just financial growth.
Yeah, if I look where I was 16 years ago to now, then it's completely different person. Probably wouldn't even understand me. You probably wouldn't even understand me. Yeah, it's just the way I spoke and all back then was proper Belfast accent, strong, fast.
Really?
Yeah.
So, on that subject, then, another question for you: do you find your will you ever be in some sort of state of mind where you think, okay, I'm not right for trading right now. I got to just leave it for a day or two and get my head back in the right place?
2022 was a bad year for me, so kind of had a bad breakup with a girlfriend. She had a miscarriage. Was looking to settle down,
Hmm.
and for 6 months that year, I went just couldn't trade, lost a bit of money, and
But that's
then
great. You knew not to trade.
yeah, I had to stop trading. I was just losing it. My mindset wasn't there, and had to take 6 7 months off and get really back into the psychology and get my mind rewired again. It took a while, but 2023 I got back there again. But yeah, just have to. If things in your life are happening and they're affecting your trading, it's good just to stop.
Yeah,
So
that's another important message. If you've had an argument with your partner, or
yeah,
whatever, something's
yeah,
upsetting you,
that
maybe
can that can
been on
set
the
you straight off. So
yeah, or even if you've been on the booze all weekend, Monday morning, you are
yeah,
not going to be in the right frame of mind to be
no, not
trading.
not not focused. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and it's important to know that, and I totally believe the physical, the workout thing and keeping your mind and body healthy. I really realize that. In the '90s when I was on the trading floor, we were boozing all the time, and in the end, I realized I can't do the boozing and the trading. It's just
yeah,
can't think straight.
yeah. That's if I do ever go on the drink, I make sure it's a Friday, and I just make sure it's a Friday, and then you have a few days to recover. But physical
Yeah,
and mindset, I do every day. I do the sauna, ice baths. I do everything every morning. I'm up 5 a.m. out for a walk, and yeah, I just spend like first 5 6 hours just working on myself every day. From mindset, journaling, reading, and then after you're ready to sit down, have a couple of hours trading.
yeah, it really is. It really is a lifestyle, isn't it? It's not just a job.
Yeah, yeah. It's not just a job now, and I think you have to
No,
love it too.
yeah, you have to love it. You can't do
Yeah.
this for the money.
No, no.
The money is a byproduct of your obsession with financial markets.
Yeah, and I love the psychology part, the personal growth part of it, because you can see
Do you?
when your
Yeah.
results are growing, you can see yourself. You're growing with your results. So as you grow, your results grow, and that's yeah. I kind of like that's the main part I like, because you're constantly growing yourself.
I agree, and because you're a sportsman, I'm sure that, especially with Muay Thai is very psychological as well as physical. When you're in the ring, it's just you. You don't have a team behind you like in a football match. It's you, and you've got to stand there until the bell rings, and you've got to,
Yeah, it's the exact same when you're in the zone when you're trading. It's the exact same when you're in the zone when you're fighting. You're totally present. It's nothing's. You're totally focused on. Yes, totally subconscious. You don't. To be honest, when I've had my fights, you don't even remember what happened in the ring. It's just totally your subconscious takes over. Just present. And it's the same thing. A lot of time when you get in, when I was day trading, when you get into that zone, you kind of can't really remember what actually happened straight after. If you know what I mean. Straight after the day's trading.
yeah. So again, another important message. Know when you're not in the right frame of mind to trade, but also know when the market isn't presenting you with opportunities to trade. I mean, this week for me, I know I'm talking to you in the last week of August, and
Yeah,
I don't know about you, but in the forex markets, I really can't find anything that is worth me trading. And I have subscribers, and I've said to them, guys, my job is to keep you out of the markets when you shouldn't be trading, as well as putting you into trades when I see opportunities. And sorry, I know you're paying me, but right now I'm not seeing anything. I might do in a day or two, but I'd rather keep you out of a time of wasting your time, getting tied up in positions that are probably not going to work. Because even if you do get on, I could sell the high of the day this week and see a 10 or 15 pip profit because the markets are just not moving. So what's the point?
yeah, that's it. And it's August too. August is one of those months. It can either be good or bad. This year it's pretty slow.
Do you? I mean, I've always struggled in August. Do you find that,
Yeah.
or because you've got a longer term strategy, it's easier for you?
No, August was always one of the iffy months. August and December, kind of, and sometimes June, July are pretty slow too. But I usually find from September up to December are really, really good, and then from kind of January to June, May is when I kind of make my most money in just those two parts of the year, and that the middle part's pretty slow, which is pretty standard with most markets, I think.
Yeah, it is. I totally agree with you. And then it's important to know not to push it in the months when the liquidity isn't there and the volume isn't there. And also, you can be doing nothing. Like recent, I think it was this week anyway. Gold just sat in a 5 or 10 point range, and then bang, suddenly moved 30 points, and then didn't move again. You get these crazy moves where you're either, if you're on the right side of it, you've had a massive result and it's pure luck. If you're on the wrong side of it, you're not going to make that money back.
No, no, definitely not. Yeah.
So it's pure luck. What else? So let's, as we begin to wrap this up, I want to ask you about your service now. Let me just remind myself what it's called. Pips and Gains platform.
So that's just my YouTube channel that I kind of come up with a new name. It was always the TheFxace. I kind of just posted over the years. I just posted my trade ideas, just orders, trade setups, trade results. Yeah, I was never really, to be honest, focused on just posting my ideas, and people started to follow. I was able to build an email list out of it and things like that. But not nowadays, I normally just post on ideas and Tradingview at the minute. That's all. To be honest, that's all I'm probably doing. But started another business with a friend in Vietnam, just doing recovery gear, like ice baths and compression boots. So I've been kind of focused on that at the minute, past 6, 7 months.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I've been getting into the ice baths. Do you go to
Yeah,
Kedah in Bang
I,
Tao?
I haven't been to Kedah. I've been to. I go to Renew every morning.
Right.
Renew's a new one, and then
I,
the other week I was going to gym club. Is it gym?
yeah, I know the guy that owns that. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
back to trading. So we're running out of time, but
that's it.
before we
Off
end,
pack.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to ask you about how you do your stock trading for your 2 hours a day on the US Open. How does that how do you structure that?
So I've got scanners that are kind of looking for that they're using Fibonacci. So I'm waiting for stocks to pop up. Some of the stocks in those small caps, they're moving 200-300% in a day. It's crazy moves. You just have to get in and
Really?
scalp. Yeah, so crazy moves, especially the last few months. So waiting for the first initial rally, wait for the first pullback from the scanner, come up with something that's moved over 20%. I'll jump in, see if the floats. It's got a low float, which gives the potential to move more. I'll wait for the first pullback, bull flag, or I'll wait for a deeper correction down to the 50 fib line. But I'll also, if I want that correction, I want to go outside the Bollinger Bands, but I've got it set at 30 and 3. So it's waiting for those two things, then I'll get in and scalp. So in and out. It's kind of the same
Yeah,
same strategy I was using for FX years ago. Just waiting for
sure.
that first initial rally, then the pullback down, wanted to go outside the bands in the 1 minute or 5 minute charts, and then jumping back in at the fib level.
Pretty much my strategy for trading on any market: trend following, bull trend, wait for the pullback, buy at support, and hopefully catch the next wave. Dead simple.
Yeah, that's it. In and out. Yeah, keep it simple. Keep it simple,
Yeah.
stupid.
No, you're absolutely right. That's the thing. As I said earlier, we overcomplicate it when we start. We think less is more. We think there's the holy grail of
Yeah,
trading strategies and everything else, and then we realize actually, well, do you know what? Experience. like in everything, experience counts for everything.
And you get that bit of intuition, market intuition over the years too. Kind of keeps you in and out of trades. So tell you when to put the pedal on the metal, and it'll tell you when to pull back. So it's just, yeah, it's experience, learned experience, and learn to trust yourself. Learn to trust yourself.
Learn to trust yourself. That's a massive one. You know, when you finally trust yourself, when you finally know that you'll put a trade on and you won't screw it up, that feeling is so nice.
And that's the hardest part. That's what takes the work. To me, the strategy and the technical part's super simple. It's the work you have to do in yourself constantly to grow.
It is. Well, you know, it's really important messages there for anyone who's in trading. And if you're watching this and you're 1 or 2 years down the line, you know, you've got to stick with it. There is no shortcut in anything that you want to get good at. You know, you're not going to be a great Muay Thai fighter in a year or two,
No,
are you?
I think trading, you have to dive straight in and just commit. There's one of them quotes from W.H. Murray that kept me going over the years. It's just once one finally commits himself, providence sets in. So go there. It's a really good quote, but everything's once you commit yourself, everything just starts to happen. The right teachers appear, the right things appear, and things just, yeah. That's kind of the journey for me over the years that's happened.
Yeah, it's really true. You know, I've been doing technical analysis for 20 to 25 years. And even now, there are still things that I'll spot and I'll be like, oh, do you know what? I think I've seen that before. And you get a sixth sense eventually from experience. And you know, I can't teach fully what is in my head because it is some intuition and some, yeah, you know, and technical analysis alone, I think, takes several years to really, really understand and figure out how you're going to use it.
Yeah, because there's a million ways. I think there's a endless amounts of ways you can make money in the markets. Just you have to find one that suits you, suits your behaviors, and suits the way you want to live your life. That's the way.
It makes me laugh and it really frustrates me when people come to me and they want help and they're down a fortune. And I say, well, okay, if you come to me, I'll help you. But just working with me is going to take 9 months to get you to a place where you can then move forward. And they don't want to do it. And they also don't want to pay the very small amount of money to learn from someone with 40 years of experience,
They
which is
just want the
fine.
shortcut. I think there's a shortcut.
They want the shortcut. They want the signals. Just can you just tell me where to buy and sell? They just want
Yeah,
quick money.
and
Yeah,
sometimes people that get the signals, they'll mess it up themselves too. They can't follow it either.
they totally will. They totally will because all they're looking is for quick money. They're not looking to learn, and
Yeah,
then they wonder why 90% of people fail
lose money. Yeah,
because 90% of people can't be bothered to put the work in. That's the problem.
put the work in. They can't be bothered to face themselves.
That's true.
Was what I found. Like I was actually speaking to someone the other day in the ice bath, in the sauna, and he said he's a trader. I said, "What are you trading?" I didn't say what I was, but he said he was trading gold and talking a bit more. And he said, "Well, I was copying someone last year, and then kind of had a big loss. And then I started, so are you trading yourself now? What's your metrics?" Then he started talking about psychology. He just got up and walked out. Didn't want to hear it. Just thought there's some magic system, magic strategy, and when you start talking psychology and numbers, he just got up and walked out.
Completely blank. I didn't understand what you're talking about. You see, that's the thing. People like to say, "Yeah, I'm a trader," because that implies I'm successful and I'm doing well. But you know, 90% of traders are not, and they're gambling and they've got no idea what the hell they're doing.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. That's what I've always found. If friends that trade too, one of my good friends, he taught me a bit over the years. A futures trader back home, but he struggles a lot with increasing his risk. So he's really good, makes good money, but he struggles a lot with getting to the next level of risk trading bigger size. He trades
Yeah,
the ES mini.
that is a
So
problem. And staying within your comfort zone, it's difficult. That is a
yeah,
difficult skill.
I always found when was going outside my comfort zone, I would get a lot of anxiety, and that's what I had to learn how to push through that anxiety. That's what got me to
Yeah.
the next level, the next size. I think when you have that anxiety and you're getting results, I think that's when it's really good to have a coach, a mindset coach, and you've got that anxiety and you want to push to the next level. Same as I think it's the book Mastery where they talk about plateaus. You'll hit a plateau, and when you try and go through that next level, you'll keep on trying to get pushed down. You just have to
Yeah, I think it's important for people to reach out to people like yourself. I think an accountability partner is important because the thing with trading is most jobs that you do, you've got someone watching over you. You have to report to someone. I don't know, whatever, or you have customers that you have to answer to. For example, with trading, you don't answer to anybody, if you start to go a little bit off the rails, no one's going to tap you on the shoulder and say, "Whoa, come on,
No.
reel it back in."
Yeah.
You'll go off the rails until you pull yourself back in. You need an accountability partner. You need a performance coach, as you've said, for trading
Yeah.
psychology issues. And a mentor just to get you to
Yeah.
have a different perspective sometimes.
And even if you're just starting out and you don't have the money to get mentor, just read books, listen to podcasts. But look for I always love listening to the old traders. Like that's why I love the Market Wizard books and the Turtle Traders, Richard Dennis and all that kind of stuff. Just their psychology, it was good. It kept me going over the hard bits.
Yeah, it's definitely insightful. Okay, well,
Yeah.
Will, that's really been an interesting chat. You've
It was a
done that
bit
whole trader
slow,
journey.
slow at
You've
the
become a
start.
huge success. Sorry, say that again.
I was slow to start, but once you start getting
No,
into
no,
yeah,
no, not at all. It's been really interesting talking to you, and I really hope people watch this who are starting the trading journey and get a really realistic perspective of what it takes to become successful like yourself. I mean, you've really done it. You've got to the stage now where you put your trades on, you don't trade watch, you've got your system, you've got complete faith in what you're doing. I think it's remarkable and
yeah.
very
Thank you.
unique. Well, not unique,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
it's the only way to make it work.
yeah. That's it. Just focus on your craft.
So people can find you mostly on Tradingview, I believe you said to
At
me.
the, yeah, trading at the minute, just the FXace. I haven't been as active the past 6, 7 months, but hopefully soon I'll find a bit more time, start posting again.
Sure. Okay, well, it's been a real pleasure. Maybe I'll see you in Phuket when I'm back. We'll
Yeah,
do
no
an ice
problem.
bath.
Yeah, full yeah. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay, mate. Cheers. We'll catch
Yeah,
up soon.
cheers. Thank you, Jason. Yeah, cheers.
Okay, that wraps up an incredibly insightful conversation with Will Simpson, 14 years of FX wisdom distilled into one conversation. If you want to learn more, connect with him through Pips and Games on Telegram, check out his TradingView ideas, or head over to his YouTube channel for strategies, tips, and market breakdown. Will, thanks for sharing your journey and your insights with us today. And to everyone watching, remember, the markets will always test you, but the right mindset and discipline can keep you ahead of the game. We'll see you in the next one.